Hello, team. Welcome to another weekly sales meeting. This is an exciting session. This is our last weekly sales meeting of 2022. We're very, very excited about it. So want to get kicked off. I want to talk about the difference between having to make a sale and actually having a value proposition. And this is the big jump that all of us need to be prepared to make in order to build a sustainable, growing business is, are you selling what somebody wants? Or are you providing a value that answers a need, that fills a pain point? And that's really what sustainable businesses are about, is building a value proposition that addresses a pain point. That is something people need. So thinking about selling is like, people need a car, they're going to get sold a car by a salesman. People need a mortgage, they're going to get sold a transaction. They're going to get sold that mortgage on a transactional basis. That doesn't mean there's a relationship there. That doesn't mean that's a long-term sustainable business. So focusing on value, how are we approaching our real estate agents? What is the value that we're adding to them? And that's the big question, the theme that we're going to have today as we finish 2022 here over the next couple of days and go into 2023 is, what is your value proposition? Why does a real estate agent need to work with you? Why does a financial advisor need to work with you? It's not about what they get for working with you. That's not the game. It's about, what value do you add to your community? What value do you add to that relationship? What value do you add to their customers? That's the question. And it needs to be a clear answer. It can't be what everybody else is doing. So we'll talk about that. So are you selling what people want, or are you adding value to answer a need, to based upon what people need in their business, what they need in their relationships, what they need in their communities? So we're going to talk about the first thing. In order to accomplish this, you have to answer one big question. What are your non-negotiables? Identifying your non-negotiables are super critical. What are you not willing to compromise on? And that's a big one. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we could talk about a lot of things in the mortgage industry. You could talk about experience. Of course, that has to be good. That's the bare minimum. That's not a non-negotiable. That has to happen. You have to have a great client experience. You have to have competitive interest rate, a competitive, cost structure that you're offering your customers. That has to happen. But from a non-negotiable standpoint, what do you have to have in order to become valuable? It's not, you sell rate, you sell fee, you sell the transaction, but what's the value? Think about this. What is your value that your real estate agents need? When we think about that here at UMortgage, we're thinking about, what's the value that we add to our loan originators that they need, that they can't get anywhere else? And that's the focus as an organization. So for our non-negotiable, it's the culture, it's the community. That's our non-negotiable. We feel that that's the most important thing that a loan officer is not going to get anywhere else. They'll be able to get access to certain rates. They're going to be able to get access to great fulfillment. They're going to be able to get access to products and programs. But do they have the community? Do they have the culture? Are they in a situation where they're in an environment where everybody's focused on getting better, where everybody is supporting everybody to get better, everybody's sharing best practices, everybody's helping them get that extra edge in their market? That kind of environment, that kind of culture does not exist anywhere else. Fostering it and keeping it growing and maintaining that level of engagement is the hardest part. So it's our non-negotiable. We're not going to let people in that don't add value to the culture. We're not going to let people in that just suck the culture, suck the community dry, and don't add anything to it. So we're very cognizant of that. We're very sensitive of it. We want to make sure that value proposition is unique to us. So how do you take what you're doing and add that value to your real estate agents, add that value to your community? And that is the big focus of today's session, is how do you add value? So you're going to hear from a lot of different speakers here today. Just think, what is my value proposition? What separates me? Why do my partners need me? Why do my customers need me? What is that one thing? So, last thing here is one of my favorite quotes from Jeff Bezos, and this is just the truth, is when you think of your business, when you think the problem you're solving, the value you're adding, are you in a business that is unique and it solves a problem that can't be replaced? And this is what we have to ask ourselves as loan originators. This is what we have to ask ourselves as UMortgage. Like, who's going to disrupt your business? What problem are you solving? If your only value proposition is what the distributed retail lenders are, is like, hey, we got capital markets, we got fulfillment, we got, a national platform. Like, when you really strip it all away, it's all the same stuff. The guy, guarantee rate, movement, cross country, they're all 1 degree of one another. It's all the same nonsense. It really just comes down to who likes who likes the regional here, who likes the branch manager here. That's all nonsense. So that's not a value proposition. That's just aggregating people. That's not a value prop. So when we think about it, we're focused on unique. We're focused on, leveling the playing field, providing the economics to the LO to go out and win in their market with the best pricing, with the best fulfillment, giving them the optionality to decide what they need. Do they need coaching? Do they need marketing? Do they need business development? Like, we don't just say, hey, we got it all for you and here it is and it's building your costs. Like, we give them the option. We make sure that they have a seat at the table. We make sure that they understand the decision and the impact it has on their economics. And then we have the community to show them how to use the tools. It's one thing to have something. It's another thing to understand how to apply it. It's another thing to understand how do you actually get in front of a group of people and present that value proposition to them. So that our whole business model is all about how we add value to our customer. Same thing for you. How are we adding value to that real estate agent? When you get that elevator pitch and you get that conversation this week, this weekend, next week, and you're talking to a real estate agent for the first time, they're going to want to know, what value do you add to me? So think about that for a second. We're going to talk about it when I return. I'm going to hand it off and be back soon.
Hey everybody, this is Todd Bitter, Chief Sales Officer at UMortgage, and just finished up my first month here at UMortgage, and I got to tell you, it's been an eventful month so far. It's been an eye-opener, and we've got a lot of work to do in the first quarter, but you know what? I'm excited about it because we're going to go into the first quarter with a lot of momentum, a lot of new people on board, but some of these people are incredible. The people we already have a lot of momentum. It's just going to be an exciting quarter, guys. We are going to crush it. But that saying, we have a lot of work to do. We've got to get better at a lot of little things. Right now, we've got a lot of people doing 1 to 2 loans a month. That's not really what we're shooting for. We should be striving for 5, 10, 15 loans a month per individual. Now, we need to give you the tools to help you get there. We just need you guys and gals to have the heart and the drive and the willpower to do it. So first thing we're going to talk about is coaching. In the first quarter, we're rolling out a new coaching program that we're going to open up to everybody. We've had a beta test of this going on for a little bit, and it's had incredible results, but it only works if you work it. So anybody that's going to be interested in this coaching program to get better, we're going to ask you to apply to it. We're going to then decipher who's going to be accepted into the first program. Eventually, we're going to have the program to where we can have everybody that wants to be part of it involved in it. But it's all about getting better every day. It's all about finding 1 or 2 more loans a month, getting there, and then finding 1 or 2 more loans the following month. We can all get to that 10 or 15 loans a month average with a lot of hard work and dedication, and quite frankly, just the willpower to do it. Now, the other thing that we're offering that's new is we're going to start doing monthly success tracks in Detroit at UWM, or I should say Pontiac. If you haven't been to UWM's headquarters before, it's quite an amazing place. It really is. The atmosphere, the energy is infectious. You walk around that place and you can't help to come home just pumped up and ready to conquer the world. But we're going to do a monthly success track, which will be tailored towards the UMortgage loan officer and experience. And this isn't just for loan officers. This is for branch managers as well. If you've never been to a success track, I highly recommend that you get on the list when we start opening it up. If you've been, you can go again. It's something that's not limited to one and done. There's always new things to learn at these events. And the great thing about these, everything's paid for. Your flight, your hotel, the success track itself, not costing you or your branch a penny to do this. So just be ready. We're going to open that up. Hopefully the first one will be sometime in February, and then it'll be monthly thereafter. We're still working on the details, but that's a first quarter rollout. The coaching's a first quarter rollout. We're just ready to roll into 2023, and we're going to dominate. I mean, this is our time. 2023 is UMortgage's time. We're going to grow. We're going to dominate. We're going to get better and better as we go. Now, a call to action to each and every one of you. We still got a couple days left in the year. Don't waste those. The next couple days can set your January. Your January thing can then set your first quarter, and your first quarter sets your year. So every piece matters to what happens next year. So start it this week. Go out there, get a couple new apps, a couple new clients, talk to some new realtors this week. When others are out vacationing or just taking the week off to relax, this is the week where most loan officers aren't doing it. We should be doing it. Meet some new realtors. Let them know you're available. Let them know you're a hustler. And let's get an extra loan or two next month. And then in February, we'll get a couple more. And before you know it, everybody in this company should be at 10 loans a month or more. We can do that with the right energy and the willpower and the coaching and the success track and everything that we're going to give you to make you better.
Hey guys, Breon Price here out of the Cincinnati branch. Super excited to be on this week's sales meeting. So I wanted to talk about mindset. 4 years ago, when I got basically into the sales side of mortgages, my goal was to basically make this business as residual as possible. So the mindset that I had was that I was going to win every single transaction from that realtor. Okay, I didn't really want them working with anybody else. Okay, and so I went in there thinking that, hey, if you need financing on a transaction, then I'm your guy. And so what that did is that made me learn how to do every type of loan program. So whether it's an investment property, whether it's a second home, whether it's a primary residence, whether they need, 2 FHA loans, I really focused on being a technician at my craft. Okay, so that way I could win over every single one of those deals. And, I really wasn't scared to go after some of the bigger realtors or bigger builders in my market. I think a lot of you guys know that, D.R. Horton is one of my biggest clients. D.R. Horton has a mortgage company, DHI Mortgage Company. It's a really big mortgage company, and we dominate them. I walk in there with those sales reps, and they know that I'm a better outlet every time for their clients. Okay. We know the product's better. It's going to be a smoother process. So, have that mindset that, hey, your clients have to get financing. And so it might as well be with me, okay, because I'm going to be the best outlet. Another really cool kind of tagline that I use with realtors, on the listing side. Okay. So, if I have a transaction and, I'm calling the listing agent, and introducing myself, I always tell them, hey, I do a lot of financing in this market. And I noticed that you have a lot of listings in this market. Sounds like we're going to cross paths together. Okay. Cross paths a lot. What that does is that it establishes you to that person as like, wow, like this loan officer could add value to my business. Okay. So walk into it with the mindset that they need you just as much as you need them. Okay. Have that air of confidence, have that mindset that you're going to be their person. Okay. Super excited. I think 2023 is going to be an amazing year. And thank you so much for the opportunity.
Hello, UMortgage family. I'm Matt Newman. I'm one of the newest additions to the UMortgage team. I'm a branch manager here in North Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm very excited to be here wrapping up 2022 and planning for 2023. The biggest question I'm getting from a lot of friends, colleagues, referral partners is, why did I make this transition from my own mortgage company to UMortgage? And for me, the answer lies in the company vision. There were several things that I aligned very well with and that I had used those values to build my company. The biggest one was the client experience. So as a broker owner, I saw that as the opportunity to really win a lot of business in the marketplace. Other mortgage companies and loan officers just were failing to deliver on some of the basics, which was communication, speed, efficiency, technology. And that's really the core of what I did with my mortgage company over the last 5+ years. However, I was one of these mortgage brokerages where I did everything. I did the origination activities, I did the processing, the closing, the follow-up. So I was spending 80% of my time really in a transactional type of environment. I was really working on the loans and not working on my business. I was working in the business. So, for me, I looked at the company vision and I saw relationships, not transactions. And when I really thought about that long and hard, I needed time to be able to invest into these relationships. And that is really what my focus is going to be for 2023. So joining UMortgage, I don't have to give up any client experience. In fact, I'm probably raising the bar on the client experience because, the operations team is so well oiled, that machine is doing it at a higher level than I was doing it. So really taking 80% of my time back is going to allow me to work on those relationships. That client experience will tee up many opportunities to build those relationships. And unless you're available to pour into those relationships and provide value, you're going to miss out. So again, joining UMortgage, I'm super excited to be able to focus on that relationship part of my business and continue to keep the bar high for the client experience. The other aspect too that I'm looking forward to is building out a team, working with Sean and Ben here in Atlanta and helping to recruit loan officers into the UMortgage platform. When I was my own mortgage company, I was everything. I was HR, I was compliance. I would have been the one that was supporting the loan officers coming on from a very operational type of viewpoint, where now I can focus more on helping them grow, become better, share the knowledge that I have, as opposed to being the loan officer's processor. So again, that's another area of focus for me in 2023 is going to be building out that team, adding loan officers to the UMortgage platform. And with all of that, I'm just super excited to be here. I think 2023 is going to be an amazing year, and I can't wait to see what's in store for all of us.
Hey everyone, Sam here from Chicago. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. I hope you're all doing great. The exciting news is here. I'm sure you've heard of it at some point. The UMortgage Loan Officer Coaching is here, and we're going to launch it in the next month. The UMortgage Coaching Loan Officer Program is for people who want to get better every day. It's going to teach you on how to holistically be a really good loan officer, coach you through your difficulties and plateaus in your business to keep getting better. And finally, it's going to keep you accountable so you put in your best every day. Now, the coaching program does require commitment. It's not for everyone. There's 2 criteria that we need. 1, you need to have full buying into the program, and 2, understand this is a process and it's not an overnight thing. So on the commitment, we want people who are going to surrender to the process. They're going to say, whatever my coach tells me, I will do it because I want to get better as a loan officer. I want to make more money for myself and for my family, and that they will do whatever is asked of them. And you will know what you have to do. It's before you apply, you will know what's asked of you. The second one is for people that understand it's a process. There's going to be bad days. There's going to be good days. The process takes months to actually happen. It's not a 2-week boot camp where you say, okay, I'm just going to learn what to do and then I'm out and I can do it on my own. No, it's like we said, you get to taught the material, you get coached through your difficulties, and then you're held accountable throughout the process. That's why it's a process. It can take minimum 6 months. Usually it takes years. And there are people that stay in coaching for their entire career because it works so effectively. So if you know that you're ready to get better with us every day, and you understand this is a process and not a boot camp, then we highly encourage you to apply. I'm so excited to work with you. I'm excited for you to get better with me every day and to keep our company growing and getting better. I hope you're as excited as I am. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Sam. This has been a great session. Now, remember what we talked about at the beginning. We're focused on not being a sales, solving, a want by being a salesperson. We're focused on solving a need, adding value, making sure we're solving a pain point. So you've heard the theme throughout this. How did Breon build his business? By adding value. How did Todd focus on leading this organization, leading the sales org, by making sure that we're all focused on adding value to our partners? How did Matt Newman, look at making the decision to join UMortgage as a way for him to add value to his partners and help build his business? It's all about value. So when I think about this, it's one major thing that we have to understand is before you think about a solution and think about how you're going to, identify that value prop. What problem are you trying to solve? That's got to be the focus. Before you can add value, you got to understand what the problem is first and solely dissect that, evaluate that in a big way. You heard Sam talk about the coaching platform. What's the why behind that? The why behind that is, we've got loan officers that are doing 1 loan, 2 loan, 3 loan, 4 loans a month that can do 10, 15 loans a month. but they don't have these, they don't have the accountability. They don't have the structure. They don't have the things in place that set them up to do those things. So what do? We're not going to sit here and be like, hey, you need a branch manager. You need somebody making an override on you. No. We're not doing that. We're adding value. We're focused on, hey, we're going to build a coaching platform, but listen, Core is amazing. They've done a great job. They've added a lot of value to a lot of people, but we're modernizing it. We're bringing it focused on, how you incorporate social media in it. How do you extend that partnership beyond just, making your calls on Monday and your pre-approvals and all that stuff. Like, we're taking it to another level. We're focused on being a leader and influencer and having all that structure that you need to be great in your business. So, understand the problem we're focused on solving is helping every one of our team members, every one of our loan originators get better every day by providing the resources, the tools, and the structure to help them get there. Same thing with you. How are we going to do it for our realtors? How are we going to do it for our financial advisors? How are we going to make sure we're adding value to our communities? It's not transactional. It's focused on relationships. It's focused on getting better every day. That's the game. That's what UMortgage is focused on, and that's why we're growing the way we are. So here's what I want to finish with. Next week, we have a very special session, our weekly sales meeting, going to be focused on presenting our Q1 deliverables and priorities. This is all about all the things that we've already been working towards, all the things that you've helped giving feedback on. We're going to be presenting to the organization on what those deliverables and priorities are for Q1, how they roll up to our long-term vision of where we're going to become the best platform for loan originators long-term. And more than anything, it's the transparency of understanding what's the why behind, all the things that we're doing. How is this problem in my life today going to be solved? You're going to see it next week. Why is this feedback that I'm giving in my report up or in my MPS important? You're going to see next week. When we present these priorities and deliverables, it's all about solving those problems, which creates value and make sure that we're the best platform for our customer, the loan originator. So have a great day. Let's dominate these last 3 days of the month, 3.5 days of 2022. We're not focused on 2023 yet. We're focused on dominating 2022. Have a great day and talk to you soon.